Welcome back. It's well known that internet sites often track information about their visitors, but our next guest plans to revamp that system. He's trying to digitally fingerprint every device that accesses the web. That's laptops, iPads, smartphones. David Norris is the CEO of BlueCava, and he joins me now in studio. So, David, this is Tech Tuesday. We like focusing in on some interesting ideas here. Explain how this works and how the digital fingerprinting is different from, say, a cookie.
Sure. So BlueCava has technology that allows us to identify devices on the internet. We can identify devices like mobile computers as well as desktop computers. Our technology allows businesses to create a better experience for users by providing more relevant content to them based on the device's history. We also help fight fraud. You probably got spam email that you don't want. Our technology can help identify the devices that are actually used to send spam and then allow businesses to block those, therefore creating a better experience for users on the net.
So for advertisers, we've been talking about the trend of trying to target information and target marketing more directly to the consumer. So knowing that Joe in Indiana likes to visit Ford's website quite frequently would then, if you sold that information, allow the company to directly market to him.
That's right. Our technology allows us to identify the device that's going to visit a website, and by doing that we can then provide demographic and behavioral data that allows the website to better target that device. Historically, cookies have been like a temporary tattoo that you put on a device. You actually place something on it. With our technology, we actually identify the device without doing that sort of temporary tattoo. It has some distinct advantages. Our technology works all the time, so we can always identify a device, and it gives consumers a little bit better control over what's being identified for their device. They can set their preferences, or they can choose to opt out if they don't want to be identified in that way.
That assumes a pretty informed consumer to know how to go in there and to say, I do or don't want this released. I mean, Facebook's had plenty of concerns with this, right. And in Washington, the FTC is looking at this right now, whether a do not track or a tracking system should be allowed.
Absolutely. So in our system, we actually have an innovative solution for that. We provide a mechanism for consumers to set their preferences, and we separate the idea of tracking versus targeting. So the idea that I might not want somebody to know which websites I've been to because that might invade my privacy, but I might not mind if somebody provided more relevant content on a website that was configured for me and my needs. In my case, I don't need cosmetics ads. Right. I'd much rather like something about cycling. So our goal is really to separate the idea of tracking from targeting and give the consumer the ultimate control to specify either or if they don't want it at all.
And the consumer would go out and buy this?
Yes.
And how much does that run?
Well, our technology is really sold to the businesses that run the websites that most consumers would go to.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So, and then they would opt in once they're there.
They would either opt in or opt out or set their preferences. In your case, you might like a certain type of information more than another. I think it's all about relevancy, and most consumers don't understand cookies and all this opt-in and opt-out stuff. So we're working closely with different industry groups to try to bring this to the forefront for consumers so they can really understand how to make an educated choice.
Well, it's attracted some investment from some prominent investors. Mark Cuban actually wrote you a $5 million check in the month of October.
That's right. We raised a round, and Mark Cuban led it, and we're very happy to have him on board. He joined the board of directors of BlueCava, and we're excited to have somebody with so much passion and certainly a strong technology background on our team.
So what's your goal here? You want to stay at the company? You want to sell it? Do you want to IPO it? What's the potential?
We're still early on, so we want to build a great company that has a very strong brand and something that we can be proud of. With that, a lot of options will come out, and downstream we'll see how big we can make this thing.
But how long does the funding take you through?
We've got a lot of interest from the investment community, so we'll probably bring in an additional round of funding in the next 6 months or so. And we do have a pretty ambitious goal in 2011 to identify over 1 billion devices. So as a business, we're pretty aggressive.
Well, we will keep an eye on you. Thank you very much.
I think we'll keep an eye on you too.